In a land where magic still whispered in the air and secrets hid in the shadows, there lived a kind and generous king. One day, he made an exciting announcement that got everyone talking. "To all in my kingdom," he declared from his palace, "I will give 400 dinars for every good word spoken. Let your words be as valuable as gold." The people were curious. Why was the king doing this? Was there a hidden reason? Eager to find out, they started speaking kindly to each other, hoping to earn the king's reward and maybe uncover the secret behind his promise. The kingdom buzzed with excitement as smiles and friendly conversations filled the air. One sunny day, the king decided to leave his palace in disguise. He wanted to see for himself how his people were doing. Dressed in simple clothes, he walked through the busy market, quiet villages, and green fields, looking for answers. In a small village, the king saw an old woman, about 90 years old, planting young olive trees. Curious about her hard work despite her age, he approached her. "Good day, dear grandmother." The king greeted her warmly, hiding his true identity. "Why are you planting these olive trees?" The old woman looked up, her face wrinkled but her eyes bright with wisdom. "Good day, my king," she replied with a smile. "I am planting these trees for the future." The king was puzzled. "But you are very old. These trees will not bear fruit for another 20 years. Why work so hard for something you might never benefit from?" The old woman straightened up and wiped the sweat from her forehead. "Your Majesty, the fruits we enjoy today were planted by our elders long ago. They did not plant them for themselves, but for us, their children and grandchildren. In the same way, I plant these trees so that future generations can enjoy their fruits." The king was deeply moved by her words. Her wisdom and selflessness were truly inspiring. He handed her 400 dinars as a reward. The old woman accepted the money with a grateful smile. As she held the coins in her hands, her smile grew wider, and she began to chuckle softly. The king was curious. "Why do you smile, dear grandmother?" he asked. The old woman looked up at him, her eyes twinkling. "Your Majesty, olive trees usually bear fruit after many years, but today, my trees have borne fruit immediately. I have already received the reward for my hard work." The king laughed heartily at her clever reply. He was so pleased with her wisdom that he handed her another 400 dinars. The old woman accepted the additional reward, and her smile grew even wider. Again, she chuckled softly, and the king asked, "Why do you smile now?" The old woman replied, "Your Majesty, olive trees typically bear fruit once a year, but my trees have borne fruit twice in a single day." The king was delighted by her wit and wisdom. He handed her another 400 dinars, making it a total of 1,200 dinars. The old woman thanked the king with a deep bow, her heart filled with joy and gratitude. The king, realizing that her wisdom was endless and her words always delightful, decided it was time to move on. As he walked back to his palace, he couldn't stop thinking about the old woman's wise words and clever responses. When he returned to the palace, one of his advisors, who had noticed the king's quick return, asked him, "Your Majesty, why did you come back so quickly?" The king smiled and said, "If I had stayed any longer, the old woman's wisdom would have emptied my entire treasury. Her words are like a never-ending spring of knowledge and joy." The advisor nodded, understanding the king's point. The story of the old woman and the king quickly spread throughout the kingdom. People were inspired by her wisdom and the king's generosity. They began to plant more trees and work for the benefit of future generations, just as the old woman had taught them. The kingdom flourished even more, and the people lived in harmony, always remembering that a kind word and a wise action could bring endless rewards. The king's promise of 400 dinars for a good word had truly transformed the kingdom, making it a place of kindness, wisdom, and prosperity. And so, the story of the wise old woman and the kind king lived on, teaching everyone the value of selflessness, wisdom, and the power of kind words. The kingdom remained a beacon of hope and happiness, where everyone worked to make the world a better place for those who would come after them. The moral of the story is simple yet powerful. A good word captivates the heart, and a gentle attitude can turn an enemy into a friend. The wise words and kind actions of the old woman and the king remind us that the true measure of our actions is not in immediate rewards, but in the lasting impact we leave on the world and the people around us.